You hear the players always say, well, hey, the fans, they lifted us up, and that's like a soccer thing you would hear a player say. And he asked like the players once, he was like, does that really make a difference? And the player was like, absolutely it does. It makes all the world of a difference. And so it's not just something players say. When you have a supporter section that's really giving its all and bringing that kind of passion and energy, it just rains down onto the pitch, and it can change everything.
Welcome to the Lone Star Play Podcast. I'm your host, Patrick Scott Armstrong. Join me and a famous guest. We discuss their career, life, food, Texas, and everything in between. Let's get started. Welcome to another episode of the Lone Star Play Podcast. I'm your host, Patrick Scott Armstrong. All right, if you're watching this, you can see I'm wearing this beautiful scarf from, from Los Verdes. Okay, bam, right there. That'll get it in focus. Los Verdes. What is that? What is Los Verdes? For those of you that can't see, Los Verdes. It's an Austin support group for the new soccer team. That's right, MLS coming to Austin. They've got a team, and they've got their official support group, and we had them on. This thing is growing fast. I mean, they must be in the thousands, So we have the co-founder and the president on. And look, they got a whole section of the stadium dedicated to them. They're going to be doing smoke drums, signs, war paint, right? Like just everything to get the crowd pumped up, pre-gaming it, post-gaming it, during the week, pumping it up on social media and groups and chats and, technology now, you can do so much. So look, we had them on to talk about it and talk about what they do, why they started this, and how you, as someone, if you live around Austin, how you can join as a member. And I did. Okay, I did. I got this cool scarf. I got all these cool stickers. Look at this with McConaughey. I'm sorry if you can't see it, but it's like a cool sticker with McConaughey, and because he's a part owner. Matthew McConaughey, the Oscar-winning actor from Austin. And he's wearing his Yeti jersey here with a couple of players, I believe, or supporters. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. And it's from the Dazed and Confused days, right? Because they use that a lot in Austin. If you haven't been to Austin, that's a big thing here. You'll see that a lot. So anyway, yeah, got some cool stickers, boom, boom, and a koozie I put back there, and this badass scarf. I really love. That's a big thing in soccer, right? I mean, I don't know if y'all know that, or football, whatever you call it, right? That's a big thing, of the scarves. I've got a ton of them from when I used to live in Spain. I've got a Real Madrid and a Spanish one. And then I think I have a couple from Mexico as well. So yeah, it's just a, huge thing. So you go with these, you can support the team. And look, they've got shirts, jerseys, all kinds of stuff you can get, hoodies, I'm sure, hats, beanies, merch, right? Okay. You name it, they probably have it. Keychains. I could go on. But look, this is an awesome episode. Really enjoyed talking to them. So again, you can learn about, learn a little bit about what's happening with the team and what's coming up, because that's all about to start soon. The stadium's, finished, getting finished. It's named. They got projects coming out. So look, you can check out their website, losverdesatx.org, for more information. But also, you're just going to listen to this podcast, have a good time with, look, this is who I interviewed, Andrew Urban and Gaby Navarro. Okay, so Gaby is the president and Andrew is co-founder. And, they're both just fans at the end of the day. And just a lot of energy. They got a lot of, getting this group started. It's a big deal. And we go into, what exactly they're going to do again. And there's all these, specific terms and names for everything. We get into it, and it's awesome. Okay, it's really, really, this was a fun episode, and I joined. I'm a member. That's what's happening. So, So anyway, okay. So yes, Los Verdes. I sound so white saying that. Los Verdes. There we go. Which just means the greens, right? So, because it's a green thing. Have you guys ever seen the movie Green Hooligans? Okay, it's like a British film, about that's it. Fans, basically. That happens a lot in other countries. Really, in England, they focus on it. But these, they'll just basically line up on one street and come from one side and the other, right? You've seen it in movies, and they just walk down towards each other, like some Braveheart shit, and they just walk down and just get into a fight. They just start fighting each other, 50, 100 people each, just going at it. And you can see red versus this, white, you clearly see they're wearing the team's colors and, but there's some sort of camaraderie and respect about it too. It's weird. Now, I'm not saying this was going to happen with Los Verdes, not at all. And this is really dragging on this intro, so I apologize. But I just give you a little backstory on what sort of what it is. But look, a lot of every team has this sort of thing, this sort of support system like this, and it is different from other sports. So that's what's unique about it, and that's what's cool. And we're just really excited that MLS is coming to Austin. It's a big deal. There's no professional sports in Austin, 0. So this is it. First one. It's awesome. It's exciting. And it's a great episode. So again, Andrew Urban, Gaby Navarro from Los Verdes support group for the Austin FC. Oof, so exciting. All right, let's get to this episode, guys. But before we do, as always, we have a word from our sponsor, Texas Real Food. All right, thank you for joining me for the Texas Real Food sponsor segment. Is that what I'm calling it? I don't know. That sounds like a horrible name, but we're going to go with it and with that voice. Okay, so today, Texas Real Food. Boom. Don't forget to check out their website, texasrealfood.com. And today we're going to be going over these is the top 15 iconic food in Texas. Will have your mouth watering, okay? So I want you to tell me if you agree with these and if there's anything we should add, okay? So let us know in the comments on a social media page or email us, Patrick at Texas Real Food. Okay, here we go. Barbecue. Absolutely, that's a staple. What are we talking about? Jeez, this is number 1, first of all. Number 2, chili. Okay, chili. No beans. You put beans in your chili, it ain't Texas chili. All right, number 3, chicken fried steak. Absolutely. Okay, Homespun. Shout out Homespun out in Dripping Springs. Chicken fried steak. I could eat chicken fried steak and some gravy. I love that stuff. That's delicious. With some mashed potatoes. We got some okra, some green beans. Well, I mean, a lot of different choices there. Okay, chips and queso. Are you kidding me? That's like in Austin, that's all you order. Literally, chips and queso. People live off of it. It's a staple. I used to serve it at Boca. It's a staple. I have my own recipe. I have quite a few of them. Don't ask me for them. You can't get them. Maybe you can. Email me. If you email me, I will give you a recipe for queso. Beautiful recipe. Okay. All right. Number 5, Dr. Pepper. Absolutely. Okay. Is that a food? That's so weird. Is that a food? I guess it is. Okay. Bluebell ice cream. These are staples. I got to admit, these are staples. Okay. Bluebell got a bad name there for a little bit. Okay. But it's delicious. All right. Kolaches. Oof. Oh my, yes. In fact, if you go up 35, right, what's the exit? I don't know, halfway up 35 between Austin and Dallas, closer to Dallas, about halfway, there is the best kolache place. I know everybody knows it. God, I wish I knew the name of it. I always stop there. I stop there all the time to get kolaches. God, I don't know the name of this place. Anyway, yes, big part of Texas food for sure. Sweet tea, absolutely. Everybody orders it, sit on a porch, drink sweet tea. You offer tea to everybody. It's got to be sweet. Fair food. They mean like, you've got the funnel cakes, you've got, fried this, fried that, all this stuff. Sure, okay, I guess. There are some fairs, the Texas Fair. Tex-Mex, that should be higher. I'm sorry, but that should be higher. That should be above chili. That's like with barbecue. In fact, that should be number 1. Tex-Mex is everywhere. Everybody eats it. That's the number 1 thing, even over barbecue. There are definitely more Tex-Mex places than barbecue places. And you eat Tex-Mex more than you eat barbecue during the month. I mean, hands down. You know, barbecue is a once a month, twice a month thing. I mean, you can't go crazy with barbecue. You got to watch the weight, right? But Tex-Mex, my gosh, yeah, that should be hard. Hamburgers, absolutely. Okay, hamburgers for sure. I could eat hamburgers all the time. Breakfast tacos. This is a great list. Breakfast tacos for sure. That's a major thing. You know what? You really can't get them anywhere else. In fact, there's an episode I talk with Kat Edmondson about that coming up. You know, breakfast tacos, staple for sure. Pecan pie, yes, absolutely. That's very Texas right there. Pecan pie, Texas pecans. Hello. Frozen margaritas. Yep. Okay. I feel like you know, some single moms made this list. All right, frozen margaritas. Absolutely. They got to be frozen. They don't have to be, but for sure. But started in Dallas. Did you know that? Started in Dallas, Texas, and it's everywhere. So, Whataburger. Absolutely. Whataburger is, talk to anybody. Although they did get bought out by a company out of Chicago or something, so who knows. I still go there. Still delicious. Love it. Love Whataburger. I also love P. Terry's if you're down in Austin area. P. Terry, shout out. Dan's. Okay. Hope you enjoyed this great list. That's a word from our sponsor, Texas Real Food. Thank you so much for listening. Please check out their website, texasrealfood.com. All right. Thank you so much. Back to the show. All right, guys. Okay, so again, don't forget, check it out, texasrealfood.com. Okay, so let's get to the episode of this interview. And we recorded this back in December. Okay, so back in December. So, but some of the stuff, everything is still relevant, to be honest with you. So, the only thing that might be a little different is the team has grown. There's more players on the team. So I think we talk about that. But anyway, there's a lot of stuff on it. Find out how you can be a member. Boom. Gaby Navarro, Andrew Urban, Los Verdes. Enjoy. Andrew's just getting his AirPods set up. You gotta make sure he hears us.
He's your typical modern dad.
Yeah.
just
I love it. He's got no response. He's like, you got me.
So that's my nickname and has been in the group for. So I actually was given an Austin FC shirt that says "Dad" on the back. So,
hey, I'd wear it proud, right? Like
I do wear it proud. It's great.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's hilarious. Let us know when you're ready. You tell us.
We should have gotten you a scarf to start this. I'm ready whenever you are.
Oh man, yeah. You know what? I have a Real Madrid and just like a Spanish soccer one, but they're on my wall, so I can't pull them down. I was like,
Real Madrid lost today, so there you go.
I haven't paid attention to them for a little while, to be honest with you. Anyway, thank you guys so much for rescheduling. Yeah, we just start. I do no proper intro. I edit it later. I do like my own intro by myself, to get it going, and then I'm like, and here's the interview, pops up. Anyway, thank you guys for rescheduling for last week. I really appreciate that. That's actually only the second time I've had to reschedule on my end. So I appreciate it very much. Trust me, I'm always there no matter what. But if it's my voice, it's like, what am I gonna do, right? Like that's it. It'd be like a soccer player without his foot doesn't work or something, right? He's like, let's do this. Let's get out there.
Exactly.
So again, so thank you guys so much for that, and really excited to talk about this new project that's coming to Austin. I'm sure you guys are obviously very excited. This is something I want to get into. So I sort of want you guys to help us break down, Austin FC and y'all's group as well, Los Verdes, right? Am I saying that right? Which just means the green, right? Just the green, I guess. The greens, really. So whoever wants to, and really let's both have y'all introduce yourselves here. Tell us who you are and what you do with the group. Whoever wants to start here. Gaby, ladies first.
I'll start. I'll start because then Gaby's going to go ahead and intro all of Los Verdes for you. Yeah, okay, cool. I really appreciate. Thanks for having us on. We're really thankful and excited as we can be about Austin FC being here next year. It's been a long road, and we've been working.
How many years? How many years has it been?
I guess the city council work and all that started in 2014, 2015. I guess before that, maybe it was a little after that actually, but it's
Yeah.
been 3+ years since the city started taking this up, and the stadium is now 75% built. We're really thankful for Major League Soccer bringing the team here, and Anthony Precourt, the owner, doing his part to make sure that Austin FC came into existence. And it's
20,000 seats, right? That's what I read. 20,000 seats. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's not a tiny, softball stadium.
Yeah, it's a decent. It's about average size for what you get in Major League Soccer for soccer specific stadiums. But I tell you, the what's amazing about this stadium, it's a tight bowl. Everybody is incredibly close to the action. The seats,
Nice.
For the people who actually want seats, there are seats, and they're all very close. The supporter section won't have seats because we don't need to sit.
Just standing the whole time. You just have like an IV. You just like
Standing,
I'm gonna do this.
Standing,
Jumping.
dancing, cheering,
Yeah,
singing,
yeah.
whatever it might be. And that IV might contain a few other, multiple types of things.
I love it. That's great.
Yeah.
And
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, same for me, Patrick. Thanks for having us on.
Of course.
It's definitely been a wild ride. Gaby Navarro, I'm president of Los Verdes. And, it's just a group of fun people who focus on game day experience for the club. And kind of like Andrew said, like who needs to sit? Because we're going to be standing the whole time, whether we're standing straight or stumbling over, we're going to be standing one way or another. But it's especially for, our leadership, it's a huge responsibility what we're taking on in creating this excitement with the club, and the importance of like working with other supporters group, with working with La Murga de Austin, which is literally, the heartbeat of Austin since day one, because La Murga has created opportunities for us to be able to attend, the UT women's soccer games to start practicing. They bring the music, and we try to bring in the fan base and I guess your yellers and your what you call a capo, to help lead some of those chants and help out. So game day experience is our main focus. And a lot of what we do, especially with our leadership, is based off of the starting 11 scenario that you would see on a soccer team, right? The way that our leadership is set up is you have your kind of like a soccer game, you have your 11 players on the field, and everybody has one job to do, and the rest of Los Verdes members, their interaction with us and what we do, that's, I guess, what you could say, like our subs, right? And essentially the people, once we retire and once we are like, what, I've done my part in creating this amazing fan base, we're gonna give the reign to somebody else, right? Because not only does life happen, things change, of course, but that's the importance of the way we set up our leadership, right? To allow others to feel empowered, to talk about their ideas within the community. We literally, our membership just released, and I want to say there's like 5 or 6 different people that strategically made decisions to make it as badass as it is. And then you have our entire like 800 plus soccer people in a Slack communication app, that voted. Yeah, we have, I think we hit like 800 and something today. And
so those are members of the group. That's how many people are members of the group.
So for 2020 actual paid members, we have like 618, I want to say.
That's amazing. That's awesome. That's like, man, you guys could almost fill the stadium. We're getting close. Okay, we're getting real close. It's going to be just Los Verdes, just the whole stadium. I love that. That's awesome.
That's a good dream. Yeah, I mean, we did. That's amazing. When they did the
it hasn't even started. Okay, I mean, the games haven't even started. Imagine how it's just going to, right? Like, that's crazy. Wow, that surprises me. Honestly, that's in a good way. That's amazing. Wow, that's great. That's really good.
Texas is a soccer state, and Austin's a soccer city. That's for sure.
That's very true. So you got these members. You guys talk in the Slack group. What are y'all discussing, I guess, at this point before the game starts? Is it just trying to bring more members in? Now the jerseys are out, right? Is that sort of the new thing that just came out? the jerseys. So that's got to be sort of a big thing to push too. I was looking at getting one of the jerseys and I was like, oh, I quickly realized how expensive soccer jerseys are. I was like, oh shit. Okay. We're going to wait. I got some other Christmas stuff I got to get. Okay. I got nephews, kids come for, you know what I mean?
I always, priorities. You got to do some priorities here.
I always splurge on my nephews. It's just, I don't have kids. So I got dogs. They get plenty of stuff, but you know, the nephews, but we'll get one.
Jerseys.
We'll definitely get, hey, that'd be interesting. Do they have Austin FC dog apparel or anything?
I believe
they should get on it.
I think they have like a collar or something. I want to say
they definitely should
like
do
a bandana they've used on the dogs.
Okay, bandana. That's a good.
It's a thing. It's a thing.
That's definitely a thing. But you guys, okay. So let's. This is what I'm trying to imagine as a person listening to this. I'm thinking, okay, Los Verdes soccer. Okay, what happens on game day?
Right.
What is like? I'm a member. What's happening on game day? What are we doing here? I got a walkie-talkie. Do I, you know what I mean? Am I, that's what I imagine. I get a walkie talkie. What are we doing here? Let's get going.
So, I think the most important thing is, right, we have, like you said, what do you do with these 600 members, right? Aside from just communicating back and forth about soccer and all this. Well,
which is great, by the way. Which is enough. It's a lifestyle. I get it.
A lot of the money goes into funding projects that we have, right? So like, for example, we ordered, I can't even tell you how many flags, over 100 different flags, handmade for Mexico, right? That cost us thousands of dollars.
Wow.
Yeah. That isn't something that an MLS, a club would necessarily fund. There's like gray areas, I think, in previous history and stuff with other clubs that there's maybe something like that goes on, but I don't know. Right now, that's not a thing.
Yeah.
We have to fund our own flags. We have helped fund La Murga de Austin. Again, it's like.
So what are these? These are flags for game day.
Right.
To hold it game day, sort of pass it off.
Flags.
Yeah, I was going to say sort of. Yeah, for sure. Those are, you see them on the TV, right? You see these people like waving them with 2 or 3 people. Yeah, for sure. Damn, that's a lot of flags too. Is it planning on taking all 100 to every game?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Woo!
The more color, the better,
That's so awesome.
You have to be vibrant and colorful out there, right? And not only does that money go to flags, but our tifos, right? A tifo is the big art that is displayed in MLS soccer games. I don't know if you've seen a couple out there, but
I didn't know that's what they called it.
Yeah, they call them tifos.
I love that. Okay.
The team has set up riggings for us. So they 120 feet, 60 feet high and 120 feet wide. We can make banners as big as that if we ever really wanted to.
Yeah. Wow. That is okay. They're not playing around.
And you use those tifos to get your team pumped, get the crowd pumped, or to taunt an opponent.
Yeah.
or all three.
Absolutely. Yeah. Or all three. Absolutely. Yeah. That is interesting. Look, this is the beauty of a podcast. We could pivot just like this because Andrew said something very interesting, which is that aspect of what y'all are really, the effect y'all can have on the actual game, really. You know what I mean? It really can have an actual effect on the team, and if you have an effect on a team player that's on the field, that's inevitably going to affect the game, right? And vice versa. Someone on the opposite team. It's just part of the culture of, the sport and a lot of sports really in particular, but that one too. So yeah, let's talk a little bit more of that. Let's sort of deep dive into that. What are some of the goals y'all have to sort of help the team in that sort of way, right? Influence that sort of thing. I don't know. Am I pivoting the wrong way here?
No, I think it's great. I think it's one thing. It's interesting is we've been told they actually created the way the opposing team walks into the stadium so that they have to walk in front of the Los Verdes supporter section.
It's the details, right? It's the details.
It's so great. And we're going to have Verde smoke going off and the Murga with the drums, and they're going to have to walk past that. And it's been so strange during pandemic to watch soccer games without fans. And I asked somebody I know who works in soccer business, and he said, you sometimes you wonder, like you hear the players always say, well, hey, the fans, they lifted us up, and that's like a soccer thing you would hear a player say. And he asked like the players once, he was like, does that really make a difference? And the player was like, absolutely it does. It makes all the world of a difference. And so it's not just something players say. When you have a supporter section that's really giving its all and bringing that kind of passion and energy, it just rains down onto the pitch and it can change everything.
100%. It carries over right into the other fans, and all of a sudden you get behind it. And I mean, it's absolutely not the same, right? A player stepping onto the field in front of 0 people or 20,000 screaming people, right? I mean, come on, it's not even.
I was at the World Cup in '94 and saw a Brazilian team all jump around to do basically a chicken sacrifice. It was thankfully a dead chicken already. Oh
my God!
Yeah, but they all crowded in the group and started chanting and drumming, and the chicken parts started flying, and Brazil won the game. So fans can have an impact.
Oh my God! Okay, maybe fry some chicken in the parking lot before the game. You know what I mean? Like, keep it real. Oh my God, that is crazy. That's kind of. Gabby, what have you seen crazy on the field or any games?
Fighting, I guess you could see,
Fighting,
one minute you're chugging a beer and the next thing you see somebody swinging across, and, it catches you off guard. But yeah, I mean, I think the coolest things that I see out there is the Tifos, right? Again, it's just such a colorful thing. And a lot of teams send a lot of messages out there with those, right? Like, for example, a lot of teams, with Black Lives Matter, they use that as a platform to give the importance of that, right? So
absolutely.
I mean, it's that I think it's not the craziest thing. The tifos aren't the craziest thing that I see out there, but I think those are the most impactful things
for sure
me as a fan.
For sure. Well, that's the real thing, right? When you get into the fights, and that's just all the nonsense that comes with a few drinks, really. You know what I mean? To be frank with you, but the intentions are good when you start. And honestly, it's thankful you got it up, because it's like, okay, let's get this up. This is our real message. Now let's have fun. That sort of thing. But yeah, you're right. It's important to highlight those social issues, and I'm glad that. Hopefully that's something y'all are going to do, is highlight Black Lives Matter and some of these other movements that are happening as well as part of it, which is phenomenal. I love that. Yeah. That's really great to hear. Yeah, look at that. I love that. That is awesome. So these, you're wearing one too, Andrew. Okay, for people listening, because most people listen to this, to be honest with you. So you have a scarf around, which scarves are generally, if you don't know about, so I'll call it soccer just because people call it soccer here, right? Do you guys call it football? Soccer? I mean,
either
I know it is. I know it is football too, but whatever, soccer. Okay. See, the scarves, right? That's a typical thing to wear at soccer games, which does separate it from other sports, because that's not something you typically wear to other sports. Maybe like Buffalo Bills football game up in Buffalo. You're wearing one, right? Like, well,
the scarves are a thing. I mean, and you make scarves for different occasions, kind of like when the Aggies make a T-shirt for a win over Alabama.
Gotcha.
To relate, but you could make scarves for all. But there's great scarves, and people collect them like they do the jerseys.
Do you guys sell them?
We do, yes. We've got Los Verdes scarves. You can get yourself Austin FC scarf if you can find the Austin FC Verde van that they're going around. They have, I think, a collectible scarf that I'm gonna.
Let's talk about this van a little bit that I read about. What is this van driving around? Selling stuff. Yeah, you guys take this over here. What is this? The Los Verdes van. I love that. Are they solving mysteries or just selling stuff? Because that would be cool too.
A little bit of both, right?
Yeah.
It's like the best. It's like the best marketing / community engagement you can put out there, to be honest, especially during the pandemic,
Totally. So cool.
But it's amazing. I mean, it got totally redone, an old van that they just happened to find here. And I believe here in Austin, man, I don't know all the details. I heard a little bit, but was too excited with just what was going on. But yeah, basically they just found this older van, pimped it out, put some swag in there. And that's the day that they launched the jerseys. You were able to go to different locations of Austin. You could pick up the jersey. And then they were pressing on, like if you wanted a specific name on the back or number and stuff. So they were doing a lot of cool stuff. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know they were doing the press too. Damn. Okay. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Yeah,
You
I
can get
saw a
one,
lot
you
of.
can get one that says best nephew and second best nephew for your net. There you go.
Hey, okay. See, I see what you're doing here. You're combining.
Yeah.
You're combining.
That's
I like
right.
that.
I'm,
That's
I'm trying to
smart.
help you out.
Yeah, I like that. Smart.
I
Go ahead,
was, I
Andrew.
was
What are you
just, I
saying?
was, no, I was just thinking that a bunch of the listeners may not know what La Murga is. And
Yeah,
I was
explain it.
it's like explain to Gabby kind of what a Murga is and what that's going to be like in the stadium. Because it's amazing.
So La Murga is a name, I guess you could say, for like it comes from like Latin America. From it's a lot of this came from Argentina. It came from Brazil, and it's just that theatrical festival style of just again colors and
Festival, right? Like festival.
yeah, festival style. And so that's why you see La Murga de Austin, because we want to incorporate some of that style while also making it ours, right?
Yeah.
And it goes, and that's where the instruments come into play, right? Those instruments are so expensive. and
is it the big drums and stuff, like that sort of stuff? Yeah, I bet that's can't even imagine.
So just think about like the bombo, which is our biggest instrument, and it has a cymbal at the top that is very famous in a lot of the soccer culture. And again, that's something else that we've had to source out from Mexico, because it's handmade and it's very specific. And
oh my god,
just if like I had an hour, we could talk about like the journey of the bombo, because it's crazy.
I love it. I love that. That is so cool. That is so cool. So you got these. Do you guys play any instruments?
Yeah, I play the snare with the band. Yeah.
So you're going to be playing come game day?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, girl, you're going to be doing it all. Look at this. This is
I plan
awesome.
on holding smoke, like holding the flares.
Hey, that's no joke either. Trust me. I would prefer to probably play an instrument and screw it up than hold the smoke. Be like, oh my God, with all the smoke, I can't.
Yeah.
So the games are coming up when exactly? March?
That's a good question.
Hopefully, is that what like March, April? That would be, best case scenario.
It'll be late this month when Major League Soccer will kind of say what the schedule is, because there's still doubt on when the season might be pushed back, if it is because of coronavirus. So it usually would start 1st of March. So there's been rumblings that it might be April or May. We'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, for sure. Fingers crossed. I mean, the stadium will be done by then, obviously. When's the stadium supposed to be completely finished? Do we know?
March, I believe, right? Like, I
think same time.
I believe the original game plan before coronavirus hit was, hey, the stadium, we're going to be like sliding right into being finished as soon as season starts.
All right, game time.
Yeah. And the way that it was set up is that they were hoping to first play a couple away games before they had the first home game. That way, in case anything went wrong, you give a little bit more time to it. So, but now, depending on what happens, we might be done a month or two before we even start season. So I guess we'll see.
Oh, that's so crazy. Is there I just had a random question here. Is there like a headquarters for Los Verdes, like a physical location, or do y'all is it sort of remote right now because
it's in your heart?
That's
it is. It's all around.
You need a shirt that says that. Like, really, that would be
our headquarters is in our heart.
Yeah, it's in your heart. It's right here. It's right here. That's awesome. That's hilarious. So what are y'all looking forward to most coming up with the new year?
To answer your question, there is no headquarters. We're virtual.
Yeah.
And Slack is where business is done. And when we can finally get together and do real things in person. But you could go up. There's in the groups of 10, they go up in the La Murga, which includes a bunch of Los Verdes members. They practice at the stadium. Is it Tuesday nights?
Tuesdays.
Thursday?
And then if you got UT season going on, we usually push that to Thursdays. So, yeah.
Really?
It's fun.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, that's great. That is great.
So if you want to go up and learn a few chants, go right ahead. It's fun.
So are these original chants that y'all are writing as well that have to come up with this stuff too? Is there going to be an official Austin song?
So yeah, we have a couple. You know, La Murga has a couple of different chants. Some
you got to get some. You got to have some. I'll never forget. Okay, I'm going to sidetrack real quick, but this is embarrassing. One time I was in Barcelona. I was actually watching the very first World Cup game of 2010 when Spain won. And it was England versus America. Well, it was the first game America was playing. It was versus England. I was in an Irish pub in Barcelona watching this American. So I'm one of 3 Americans. The whole bar is all English. It's just all Brits. And I'll never forget, they got flags. They're singing all these songs. And then I'm looking at the other 2 Americans. I'm just like, I got nothing. We got no songs. I don't know what to sing. I don't know. What are we supposed to chant? Like we had really nothing to really sort of go off of. You know, I was doing the alabio alabao, like the Mexican one I know from, you know, being in Mexico. Like that was it. You know, so I thought, no, we got to have songs. That's so, you know, it's for the fans. It's for everybody else to sing along to.
We
so
were
I'll never forget that. Embarrassing.
The Austin FC front office put together a Zoom call for the supporters groups to meet Matthew McConaughey. And
nice.
It was as Matthew McConaughey as you could imagine, where he showed up without a shirt on and with a beanie hat, and it was the middle of the summer. And he went on this 20-minute stream of consciousness, beautiful just landscape of ideas of what he wanted game day to be like, with chants and songs and the green lights and him at the center of the pitch with a big drum with Verde and Listos. And it was a lot of fun. Are
you kidding me? You're doing a great job right now, Andrew. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. That sounds great.
My shirt for all of it stays on.
Yeah. Mine too. Mine too.
Yeah, there you go. But the merg of what they've come up with from songs is just, it's incredible. There's awesome. There's one that's from the Club de Cuervos. It's a telenovela theme song that was we've redone.
Love that.
That one, and then the classic.
What's the classic? There's a classic one.
Magala.
We don't have to sing it. It's fine.
I'm not going to sing, but we took.
But you got a couple.
There's a good one that we did off of Matt, obviously in tribute to the co-owner of the team, Mr. McConaughey. The all right, which is instead of the ole, you can go in with all right, and that. Beautiful. I have to. When he heard that, he had a big smile on his face. It was pretty great.
That's awesome.
He enjoyed the tribute.
Oh man, that's awesome. That's great that he's going to be a part of, the games and getting it going. That's going to be a big push.
Ready for him to be in the supporter section leading the chants. That's going to be great.
Oh man, it's going to be awesome. There's going to be so many people. It's really going to be a big thing for Austin, to be honest with you. I really think it is. It helps that there's no other professional sports team here, right? Like no big basketball team, or I know UT, Austin football or whatnot, but still it's not the same as having some big professional sports team. So yeah, I think it's going to take over, to be honest with you, here in Austin, which is awesome. And you guys are doing such a great job, right? With everything. Again, I wanted to get back to what I was saying before, or what I was asking before. What are y'all looking forward to most with this new year coming up and the team? Anything specific? I don't know.
Man, I think there's a lot. I think it's
a huge question.
I think the main one is to finally not have to wait any longer. We have been waiting for so long. We have been preparing. We're just ready to go. I mean,
any exhibition games coming up or anything? Y'all
players. I can't wait to have more players. And
who's signed to the team? Do they have a full squad yet? Is there what's the story there?
We actually only have 2 right now.
2 players. That's okay.
And
we'll get behind them.
Somebody's got to start throwing some money out there, because we have 2 players.
Yeah, we're gonna need more guys.
We'll probably get that. That's probably going to come here soon. I know one of the things that the coaches have said, is that they want to focus on players that really actually want to come to Austin. And they've talked about how there's, I believe, offers out there already. And if that they're really, truly wanting to come to Austin, then they'll wait and make the move once MLS decides what's going to happen. Because I think the biggest thing the biggest thing that they wanted, right, is that they don't want to sign a player and then they don't have anywhere for them to continue to stay conditioned, right?
Yeah.
So you have Los Verdes and you have Cecilio Dominguez. Right now, both of them are in Paraguay playing, and staying in top shape. And, they're with club, Guarani, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, just the importance of that, it's Cecilio Dominguez is well known in Mexico because he used to play for America. And then Los Verdes is just, a new upcoming young player that I think they want to condition, right? Nice. That was the biggest thing is like, hey, we don't want to sign a bunch of players and then have all these guys just sit around and not be conditioned, because once we're ready to go for season, we want them top shape. So.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. Kind of at an advantage being a new club like that to be able to do that at this point with everything, right? Because if not, you got your squad. That is, that is interesting. Yeah. What about you, Andrew?
I think what Gabby said is right. Just the waiting is finally over. 2021 has been the mythic number, just waiting for us to have our team and be ready. And we've just to have it finally be here and be that day. They've already told me, and I'm sure I will. I'll shed a few tears of joy. It'll be a good day.
Oh gosh, of course, absolutely. I'm sure
I'm trying to figure out how to get a full Verde suit to wear the whole. It'll be great.
Yeah, how would that work out? I'm curious. Yeah, what would that look like? What's the mascot? What is the mascot?
Nothing yet.
Nothing yet.
Okay.
No, yeah, I think that's still being worked out.
So they are deciding something.
Yeah, I think every club I think most clubs typically have something, one little thing or another, but and I think from my understanding, a lot of it is done for like kids and events and stuff like that, right? Exactly. It's not necessarily like oh my goodness, this is like our number one mascot. I think it's more
as long as it's not a tree, like a guy in a tree wandering around, right?
Yeah. What's that from the Guardians of the Galaxy? What's that, Groot?
That's right.
Groot? Yeah,
our own Groot.
That's funny. That is funny. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Just more for event publicity, right? Publicity stuff. Right. That makes sense. I mean, you guys are there for
we can be their mascot.
Yeah.
They don't need anything else.
I mean, absolutely. What's one little mascot going to do amongst, right? Like y'all's squad, y'all's army coming in. So on the stadium itself, I'm just trying to picture it. Like if we were looking at bird's eye view, do you guys only are going to be all together in one section, or are you sort of spread out, around the whole stadium, or how does it work exactly?
Yeah. So we'll be on the south end, which is the supporters group section. And we'll also have, the sections next to us, because we do have members that are actually parents with kids, and when you're in the supporter section, sometimes it's not the greatest, for little ones.
Although always family friendly.
Yeah, it's not always family friendly, but we do actually have a couple people that are taking their kids there. And that's the importance of the capos, which a capo is your leaders on the section that are going to kind of keep an eye on everything, right? We're going to have, like any other soccer team, hopefully a nice platform where they could stand and kind of be over everybody and be able to direct, traffic and stuff. And, just the importance of a capo and how they're going to have to work with like the security that they hire, right? And communicating.
Of the stadium, you mean? Yeah. Good point. Yeah, absolutely.
The supporter section will have 3,400 people in it.
Holy cow.
It's I think 18 feet from the touch line. So
anything y'all start together will take over the stadium, right?
That is the idea,
right? Yeah. Any chant, anything y'all start. Well, that is awesome. Yeah, that is awesome. Wow, this is going to be super exciting. Okay, so I do have a quick question about joining like the membership, just for people listening. Like, do I get so I pay like a monthly fee? Is it a yearly fee? And then do I get like discounts for the games, or how does what would be an elevator pitch for like what comes with it? Or I don't know. Just, throwing out questions here.
Yeah, so Los Verdes, we're working actually on a registration for nonprofit.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so we got to be able to do that in order to kind of, in a sense, we have to kind of run the money side of everything and make sure things are being done right, whatnot. But anyways, Los Verdes ATX.org is our website. Our membership for 2021 is $35. And that gives you
For the year?
Yeah, for the year.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Not only that, but I mean, it gives you a badass scarf. It gives you a pin that says inaugural season in Spanish for 2021. And it has our skull, which is a big part of Los Verdes. And you have a koozie on there as well. That is actually designed with beautiful art, of what like game day, like skeleton style design on it. It's really cool.
Oh, I love that.
And then of course, you have the Slack axis.
Yeah.
The Slack axis.
One of those little, like this. No, I don't have it. I thought I had it. Never mind. It's like a little, yeah, I know what you're talking about. The little skeleton. I know what you're talking about. What do they call that? Does it have a design? Does it have a name? Never mind. I'm sorry.
We just call it calavera. That's what we usually call them,
Calavera,
Spanish.
yeah.
But
that's right.
So you'll have that, and you'll also get stickers and of course the Slack access, right, where we all communicate in its madness of communication and soccer people all over Austin. Sometimes some people say that the Slack access is the best benefit they get because you create so many different bonds with the community. We have so many different groups in there, and whether it's talking about soccer at 8 a.m. on a Saturday and Chelsea fans pissed off at the Man U fans or whatever it may be.
Sure.
Or like there's even a channel where we talk about like who's ordering custom shoes or who's cooking, who's grilling or making barbecue on the weekend and stuff like that. So there's so much going on in there. Yeah, it's community, awesome. And I love that, and that's the best part about it is that a lot of the collaboration that we've done with other nonprofits here in Austin, now you see some of their leadership or some of their people in there just like, chatting it away like nothing. And I was awesome. Like, the best part is like, hey, we just had a serious Zoom call earlier today, and now you're here talking about beer. And you're like, what whiskey you want to, you just bought at Specs or something. I don't know. Of
course. Absolutely. Hey, everybody's a real person, right? I mean,
100%.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
No, that's amazing.
With the club itself, I mean, like the people do ask, like, do you get discounts for being a supporters group for tickets? And they don't do it that way, but they have done things where if you are a supporters group, you can like you can get early access to some kind of ticket memberships and things like that. So they have done that kind of stuff in the past, and that's been wonderful. The club has been really, really positive and really supportive of supporters group culture. Everything from helping us even like how we're going to hang the tifos, like what kind of experience we want to have, and where the capos are going to be, and where the Murga is going to be, and bringing our folks in to get kind of hear what the drums sound like in the stadium already. They've really been involved in helping us. So our members are getting to have those cool early experiences.
That's
and
awesome.
just to kind of like riff off of what Andrew said about tickets, we have a channel in our Slack, right? Is about tickets. And one of the things when you buy a Los Verdes membership is you're also saying that, hey, I agree to resell my ticket if the opportunity ever presented itself where I needed to, that I sell it at face value as long as it's in the supporter group section, right? Because I think all true fans should care and take care of each other equally. And we shouldn't be like ripping each other off trying to make some money out of the supporters group section, right? So that's cool thing too, is like if you came late into the game and one of us just happens to have an extra ticket, that's going to be a communication channel for those people that might not be able to get a ticket elsewhere.
Absolutely. No, that's awesome. That could almost be a rule in the group. Like, at least if you're going to sell it here, it has to be at face value.
Yep.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You would hope nobody's in there trying to scalp tickets, right? That's horrible. which I'm sure one person at some point is going to do something, which is fine. No, that's great. Yeah, I would imagine that the community that it builds, it sounds like that would absolutely be the biggest benefit I would see out of it, is just getting to know all these new people, right? Getting to, meet people, different experiences, different chats about whatever, because it is, soccer is a lifestyle. It's a culture. It's something I guess people don't understand if they don't, especially if they've never traveled outside of the US and maybe been to a country where they, you get to see that sport just overtake a whole country. And, it's just something amazing. So I'm really happy that sort of, again, it's already sort of here, but this is really going to help it explode onto the scene, I think, a lot more. Don't you think? I mean, is that really the goal too? Is that talking about wanting to bring in people that maybe don't even know about soccer so much, but they're just sports fans, and like, we can get them onto this and get them involved with it? Are those part of your discussions as well?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think that's one way that we work a lot with the community, right? Is bringing local businesses, especially, into our group that might not be like a top tier fan, of like diehards, but they're interested in the sport, and it's something new that Austin is bringing. And for example, we had I was listening to your podcast about breweries and everything here in Austin, how important, or how popular that is. And for example, we partnered up with Hob Squad, which is a local brewery here in Austin. That is actually across the street from the stadium, and we were able to knock out a beautiful designed beer that's actually has Los Verdes on it, and it has our logo on there. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, and this is not just any brewery, because Andrew, am I correct that I think they were in the top 20? Was it?
I think so. But it's also the community aspect. We were able to do that in the height of the pandemic, when they were, and all the breweries were concerned about hurting.
Sure.
And so
100%.
we drove every Los Verdes member there to buy some Zapatista.
We sold out in the first week that they made that.
First week.
Really?
Yeah.
Right.
Wow. Was it green? Was the beer green?
No, I wish it was. That would have been cool. Yeah. That's a good idea for the next one.
Next time. Yeah, next time.
And our biggest thing is like, when we talk to them, I think when they first approached us about it, they were like, it's difficult to give you guys a cut of the money. And I was like, there's no way that I want a cut of your money. You keep it, you keep 100% of those profits. If you're putting, Los Verdes out there to the public, to Austin, like, I can't ask for anything more, and neither can everybody with Los Verdes. And you made a Mexican lager, El Zapatista, that is a great beer. Obviously it's strong, because I was like, oh man, I can only handle like 2 of these. But during the pandemic, and when it first was like at its highest peak, and breweries were looking like, hey, are we going to stay open or not? I think that was a way that we connected with the community and connected, beer with soccer, and help everybody out. So it was great.
That's awesome. This is awesome. This is what it's about. It's all these, right? You see, you guys are talking about, I can't wait for game day. But look, you guys are already making differences. You guys are already doing things. Game day's already started, right?
Oh, yeah.
You should really think of it that way. It's already started. The games are going to be, obviously, monumental, but everything y'all are doing aside from that is going to, build these long-term, seeds that y'all are planting. This is awesome. I love hearing this stuff. I can't wait to go to these games and get, excited.
I think he needs to be an honorary capo. I think we need to get him in there leading. Yes.
If I get a walkie-talkie, I'll do anything. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Walkie-talkie.
If I get a walkie-talkie and one of those little Secret Service thing, that's all I want to do. Maybe a taser. I don't know. Am I asking too much? I don't know.
The taser might be a bit too far, but the
taser.
We'll get you up there.
But our couples right now, like, we have a couple of them getting licensed to be able to open up the smoke bombs at the stadium. So if you want to hold a smoke bomb, we can give you the contacts so you can start studying with them.
I mean, you know what? I'm not. You know what? Send me the information. Let's do this. I'm totally down to. I'm definitely going to go to a lot of these games and be a part of it, and I can't wait to to get that going. I'm definitely not as excited as y'all are because of what y'all have put into it. But I'm super excited for this. Like, to be frank with you, I'm really excited. Look, we always talk about food a little bit on the podcast here. So we're going to pivot a little bit. I'm curious, like, what are the best food to eat on game day? What are y'all looking forward to? Anything special you like to eat beforehand? You like to, crunch down afterwards? I don't know. Let's just dive in here. What do we think? Because that's an important part of game day. La comida, right?
Yeah.
Am I right? Come on.
For sure. Hey, if you have anybody that wants to donate some breakfast tacos to us, I'm going to say that's like key, or just tacos in general, right? But breakfast tacos, man, I'm especially like on a weekend game, right? You want to make sure that, you get some breakfast in you, and breakfast tacos in Austin are just great. So that and some beer at probably like 8 a.m. when we're starting, just to get the day started, that works perfect. I
love it. Yeah. What do you think, Andrew?
The games are typically 7 or 8 o'clock at night, but you do have to it's an all day. Think of tailgating for a UT game times, a couple hundred.
100%. But is there any so tacos, definitely a good game day thing to have for sure. Anything, Andrew, you specifically like, okay, it's game day, I'm eating X.
I'm kind of with her on the tacos because you can't do I personally can't barbecue or something that's too heavy because you got to save room for beer. So, it's
okay. So you like light eating on game day?
Definitely.
Okay. Light eating, heavy drinking. More. That's the strategy going in. I mean, I get it.
It's a long day.
Yeah, it's a long day for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm all about food all the time, to be honest with you. So on game day, that's all I'm going to be thinking about too, is the food. What's happening with food?
And we've got about 10 different breweries all around the state, so you could do a tour. There's talk about having the brewery people are talking about having a bus that could take you, and you could do tasting among different breweries on game day. And it'll just take you from one to the other. It's also right next to the Domain, so people will be able to go over there and have dinner in the Domain and eat, and then take shuttles over to the stadium.
That's an important part of the infrastructure of a stadium, right?
Oh, exactly. So no matter if you want to hang out at 8 different craft breweries and eat from food trucks, or go fancy restaurants at the Domain and then shuttle yourself over, there's all sorts of choices. I mean, I have a feeling I'll be doing one of each. So and the 17 home games plus playoffs and CONCACAF Champions League, hopefully someday, and US Open Cup. There's going to be a lot of soccer.
I was just thinking that the mascot for the team should just be a food truck. That's for sure.
Or maybe a
totally
pint
unique.
glass. A pint glass.
Or a pint glass. Okay,
I mean, we already have the Verde van, so
I'm just saying. True. Can you imagine this also, and then McConaughey on top of it, just riding
that thing could fly in.
He's just riding that thing with a flag and just everything he was talking about, but on top of that thing,
and a breakfast taco in hand.
And a breakfast taco. Oh my God, we're making.
Gabby, I think he's onto something. I think we need to tell the team about this one.
And especially because we're on the topic of food, the club is actually going to have a designated area where there's going to be a lot of local food trucks at the stadium.
I was going to ask that. Yes. I love hearing that. Yes, I love hearing that. That's awesome. That's such a part of Austin. You need it.
Exactly. And it's actually pretty cool because even if there's not a game, that area is going to be open to the public. So,
great.
Yeah.
Okay. So you'll be able to go
amazing.
there regardless if there's game day or not. You can go check out the food trucks. So it'll be like a little food park. Love that. Are they going to, I guess they're not going to rotate the trucks. I'm sure people will have contracts and you'll get in, and I'm sure at some point they'll rotate here if one's not working out or something. It's usually how it works out. That's great. I love that. That is so cool.
I was glad you didn't ask what the best taco in Austin is, because that's just a dangerous discussion in our group.
Well, now I'm going to ask Andrew. What's your
I'm not gonna.
Okay, let's not say from a place, but what's your favorite kind of taco to eat?
There's a food truck, the casada from the food truck near my house. That's the basic, but I got to go with Rigo, Gabby, on the vaquero taco. The anything from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
For me, it would probably be either like migas or chorizo con huevo y papas, Mexican style.
Okay. You like the breakfast. You do like the breakfast. Yeah. Well, you'll eat that all day long in Mexico too. You'll even have it at night. Yeah. So it's kind of right. Like
everything just merges.
100%. Mine are al pastor, hands down. I can't, you can't really find them like legit, like you get like in Mexico City, like I'm used to, but pretty damn close. There's a few places that are almost there, it's pretty close. It's more in the show of it. When you go to a place in Mexico and they cutting it and they're putting on a show, they're popping that pineapple off, it flies through the air and they catch it, they hit it with the cilantro and the cebolla, and you're just like, oh my God, okay, give me 2 more of those. And then he does it again. And you just keep ordering just because you want to see him do all of that. Really, that's exactly. All that's happening. I miss those days, but that would be cool if they had something like that at the stadium. By the way, anyway, I don't know. I'm not throwing that out there, but yeah, that's awesome. I love this. This is so cool. Is there anything we didn't cover? Anything that I missed that's essential that we need to discuss or get out, or I don't know?
No, I think we got it all. We welcome everybody to be a part of Los Verdes. And again, our website, losverdesatx.org.
What about social media?
Los Verdes ATX on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. You can find us all on that. Honestly, if you just search Los Verdes ATX, we're going to pop up somewhere,
Honestly, that's what I put in Google, Los Verdes in Austin. And that was it.
Yeah.
Boom. Exactly. Everything popped up.
Yeah, actually one of our members says, he wants to turn Austin green. He wants to paint the city green. So that's what we're trying to do, right? That should also be awesome. Online, so you should be able to find us anywhere.
That's great. Any last words, Andrew? I don't know. That sounded dark, didn't it? I didn't mean it like that. Any last words, Andrew?
Any last words?
Oh my God. No.
Oh goodness. I did exactly what Gaby said. Los Verdes is an amazing community. No matter what you are as a soccer fan, how long you've been in Austin, what teams you might have rooted for in the past or never been a soccer fan, it's an amazing community. You'll find a home, you'll find a place, and you'll have a lot of fun.
Love this, guys. This is so awesome. I wish you guys the absolute best of luck with all this. Please send me the info on that stuff for real. Like I'm down to start getting a part and start doing some stuff for sure. Lend a hand.
You know what you're asking, right? Okay, so that's really going to happen.
I'm going to start talking about it on the podcast. I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up here and there. You know what I mean? As soon as I start getting some merch,
Gaby,
I'll tell you what.
He's in.
I'll add it as part of the display here. So I'll make it like I just did this tequila episode. So this comedian, he made me leave it there. So I was like, okay, I'm going to leave it there. No problem. Even though you can't see it, but you might ask about it. And then I pull it up and then I talk about it. So we'll do the same thing. We'll get a jersey other way, right here. Somewhere. Bam. We'll put it right there.
You go.
Seriously, I'm going to support it. We're going to be down. We're going to be a part of supporting this for sure. It's going to be great. I'm super excited.
Right.
Thank you so much.
You're Verde, as we say, you're Verde now.
I'm Verde now. You know what? It just got me thinking. It's probably why we haven't been able to get an interview with a player. We've been trying. It just hit me. Wait a second. There's only 2 players. No wonder this has been, and they're in Paraguay.
They're in Paraguay.
Yeah, it's going to be hard.
And you got to be at least fluent in Spanish.
Well, I am. Yo hablo español perfectamente.
Perfecto.
Eso no pasa nada. Mi esposa es de España. Mi madre es de México. Hablo español. De hecho, ni hablamos inglés en mi casa.
Muy bien.
Could do a podcast. I need to start doing a podcast in Spanish too.
Yeah,
do that too. So anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for your time. This has been absolutely amazing. I'm really excited for everything coming up, 2021. This is great, something for people to look forward to. Definitely going to have people check out the group. And again, just thank you guys so much for your time. My best to you guys and your family during all of this and during the holidays and whatnot. So my best to you guys. And again, yeah, this is awesome. Really excited for you guys.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. All right, guys. We'll talk soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
The Lone Star Plate podcast is produced by Texas Real Food. Go to texasrealfood.com and you can search your city for stores, butchers, restaurants, farmers markets, and more who are using fresh, artisanal, organic sources. It's a fun site that brings all natural options all together. I hope you enjoyed this episode. For more information, go to thelonestarplay.com. I'm your host, Patrick Scott Armstrong. Until next time.